So we can edit this little blip of me starting my screen share. Okay, here we go. A proposal for my health. Hold on, let me start again. The theme of one of the themes of Toastmasters is that we have these pathways that we have to present speeches on, and this is my second time presenting. This is background info. This is my second time presenting a proposal for my health as part of my pathways, and I will be applying feedback from my last session. The problem. We always start with a problem, and it's called the pandemic. This is a proposal to get rid of all the excess weight I got during the pandemic. And what I really would like to do here is paint a picture of where I was and where I'm going. And this picture is a picture of me and my friend's dog in my effort to create a healthy environment to really hone in on becoming this new person. The proposal I'm presenting with you all is one, deciding to be a healthy person, two, create an environment that supports it, and three, forming healthy habits along the way. Did anyone else get a little fluffier over the last couple of years? By a show of hands, is there anyone that can relate to this? Okay. Well, I am here to show that we can all work on this together. And really what I'm going to propose today is something that you can take any habit that you want to work on and apply these principles. So today we're talking about weight loss, but you can insert anything else in your world that's going on that you want, a change that you want to make, and apply these principles. Being, environment, and habit stacking. So one of the pieces of research that I've done is really, as an executive coach, I study change all the time. I study organizational change, I study individual change, and these are three of the things that have come up several times in my research, and now I've decided to apply it to my own life. So without even knowing what else is happening here, by a show of hands, is anyone interested in joining my quest here? Okay, we got a few. We got a few. Okay, this is where we start. One of the first principles of making a change is making a decision and making a commitment to change. So with your show of hands that I just saw, I'm taking that as your commitment so that we can get started on this journey. You can Google different plans like keto or paleo or intermittent fasting. There's so many different things out there to lose weight, get healthy. This isn't a presentation about the ways. This is really a presentation about your entire being and changing what's on the inside before you even change what's on the outside. One of my favorite books is called Atomic Habits, and this is really focusing on the idea of deciding to become the person that you want to be. So this example here is, I'm a healthy person. Therefore, as a healthy person, I'll eat wholesome food and exercise regularly, which will then lead to reduced belly fat. Now, this isn't about losing 30 pounds, as I told you, that's my goal. But in order to actually make a change, I'm really looking at changing how I view myself. And for you, this is a way that this is a first step. So if you decide I want to be a person who wakes up early, or I want to be a person, actually, that's focusing on the outcome, but I want to be a person who is responsible in my work, for example, you could use that like that, then those habits follow suit. So for me, I want to look at myself as a healthy person and decide that I'm going to be that. There was a time pre-pandemic that I was actively working on my health. I was exercising regularly, I was eating healthy without really trying. I started to see the scale go down, down, down. And this was without a lot of effort because I was doing a lot of mindset changes. I had realized that before, when I would eat a lot, I would punish myself. And once I stopped punishing myself, I started getting more permission to actually make healthy decisions. And it wasn't about punishment or reward, it was about believing that I was on a healthy path for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, when the pandemic came, all of those good habits, all of the mentality work, all of the being, my decision during the pandemic was I am a person who is upset. I'm a person who's going to reward myself with alcohol, with nachos on a regular basis. I am going to be a person who doesn't care about my health because the world is falling apart. So you can become whoever you believe you are. And that's what happened. I don't believe any of that today, but that is how I got to where I am. And so this picture and this idea really helps me remember that I can go back to a place that I was, and by choosing to become, in this case, the old me, or maybe the renewed me or refined new version of myself. The next piece of this proposal is all about changing your environment. And Dr. Benjamin Hardy, he is one of my favorite organizational psychology authors on medium.com. And he has a book, he has a couple of books out. I love everything he does. I'm going, after this speech, I'm going to send you an excerpt of this book. It's like 5-minute version of this book, Willpower Doesn't Work. And the idea here is that when you use willpower to make a change, it can only take you that far. So in this example, if you have a bowl of cookies on your kitchen counter, like, your willpower is going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard not to eat those cookies. And if you have a bowl of oranges, for example, you're changing your environment, and your willpower makes it easier to make better choices. So in this case, Dr. Hardy says, change your environment, make sure that you are creating a situation for yourself where it's easy to make the right choices. And in this case, the other environment that I've decided that I want to change is really hanging around with healthy people. And I have this friend, her name is Dr. Madadi, and we traveled together this summer, and she brought her protein shake, she brought her vitamins, she brought everything. She looked for the gym at the hotel. She made all of these decisions to create an environment for her health that propelled her to make good choices. And so one of the things that I want to do is start hanging around with more people like Mirati. She lost 30 pounds. She's kept it off for almost 10 years now. And this is my example of someone who can make a change her environment. She's not a person who is imprisoned to her healthy choices. I would much rather be with people like her than be with people who are more stringent and all about the negative. For her, it's creating the environment, it's making it positive, it's talking about lifestyle changes versus short-term changes to make a goal. I'm really inspired by people like this, and I want to continue to be around people who inspire me. If you were to think about one way for you to change your environment, whether it is friends or putting different foods in your kitchen or keeping them out of reach, throwing them out, or adding more healthy choices, changing your environment. If you could just put in the chat any ideas that come to mind, let's start sharing some of those ideas with each other. Thinking about what ways would you change your environment? And as you do that, I'm going to go to my next item, which is habit stacking. This is again, James Clear, the first author that I was talking about with Atomic Habits. This is two ideas combining two books, and this is another way to make healthy choices and change your habits. So habit stacking is taking one habit that you already have. And for me, the first one I have is I warm things up in the microwave every day. And so now I'm going to, every time I warm something up in the microwave, I'm going to do 10 to 15 push-ups against the counter. Since this is my second time giving this speech, and it was a month ago that I gave this speech, I have actually been doing it. And let me tell you, it is not that fun. At first I was like, I'm gonna habit stack. I always microwave, so I'm gonna do push-ups every time. And now I put these in the microwave and I do my push-ups reluctantly, but I have gotten so much stronger doing them. I think I do probably 50 push-ups a day now because I habit stack. Another common habit stacker is thinking about when you brush your teeth, things like basic habits, like you brush your teeth. Every time you brush your teeth, you plan out your day, or every time you finish dinner, you take a walk. For me, I need meal planning times. So I do a lot of thinking. My Saturday mornings are usually me waking up, me thinking about, reflecting about the week, thinking about the weekend. And so I already have that thinking time built into my Saturday mornings. So I've decided to habit stack by meal planning when I do that. And then my last habit, I have meetings all day, every day. So my last habit stack is to take walks in between meetings. And it has been 30 days since I gave this presentation. And I've been doing all of this because have been really efficient ways for me to habit stack. All right, let me read some of your answers here. We have connecting, this is with environmental changes. If there are any habit stacks, you can add those in. Connecting with more people of healthy lifestyles to encourage me. Another environmental change is move my bike from inside from the garage, so it's easier to choose bike than drive. Have dark chocolate as a healthier alternative. I mean, that's one I want to start today, I think. Any habit stacks that you would like to add? Just thinking about something basic that you do all the time. And Courtney, who's just joined us, that's an environmental change, putting my workout clothes next to the bed the night before. And sneakers next to the door. Great. Any habit stacks, taking a habit that you already have and adding more to it. I put a picture of this guy because he was very inspirational to me to lose weight and to, have healthy lifestyles. And I also bring it up because he is someone that can encourage us all, and in all of our journeys. The bottom line here is that you don't have to drastically change your life to, unless you need to for health reasons, etc. But you don't need to drastically change your life in order to make the changes that you want to see in your life. And here's another habit: use that commute to listen to something that stimulates the mind, like audiobooks or coaching videos. That's a great habit. Stack. All this to say, if you want to be a healthy person, you can actually become that healthy person. If you want to decide to create an environment for success, you can decide to do so. If you want to start small with tiny habits, you can start stacking them off of your little habits. So, what are you taking away from today? What are some things? You gave me a few in the chat. Is there anything else for you thinking about your own journey, whatever your goals are in your own well being? Is there any other thing that you think would help you either become the person that you want to become, create your environment, or stack any other habits? Go ahead and throw those in the chat. And in conclusion, I'm going to be sending you all the link to the Willpower Doesn't Work summary, so you can take that 5-minute summary and start applying that to your life, or you can decide to get the book. Thank you very much for your time. And I'll read one more really quick one: having balance in my life with work not taking over and overpowering my day. That's a great being decision to make. Daydreaming to my morning ritual. Great. And that's it for me. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating and for joining my journey.